So, you want to win the cup? How about all the cups? Well, you've come to the right video, where I discuss my recommendation for climbing to the top of the global football charts. Soccer for you Americans. The world doesn't care about this sport equally, and you're going to find it easier to compete in some regions versus others. If you want a challenge, choose a country in South America. For slightly less challenge, choose Europe. If you just want to win and win now, perhaps North America is more your speed. We suck at this sport here. Come own us, and keep your e-peen ruler handy. You can always purchase players from other regions eventually. Take a quick glance over your roster. These never gonna be's and weekend warriors. Your funds are non-existent, so I'd recommend seeing if there is any fat you can trim. Hell, even selling your best player might be the order of the day, because you desperately want to upgrade to a has-been or two. Seriously, when the team is bad, your best bet for improving on the cheap is to find players nearing the end of their career on other squads and convincing them of a change of scenery. Which players? Well, that's the rub, isn't it? It's easier than it looks. Your team lives and dies by its ability to score goals, and to stop goals. To this end, it is more cost-effective to buy these players, especially early on when your cash will go farthest. Picking up some ancient second leaguer with a lame leg whose accuracy is 40% higher than your current league will win you games. Lots of games. Just give him the ball and let him shoot. Get a couple of these guys if possible, and just hammer shots on goal. Honestly, this strategy is remarkably effective even in Premier. With enough accuracy, defense counts for a lot less. Granted, in Premier, the opponent will do it to you too, so you might as well get comfortable with the idea. The only way to stop this kind of attack is a keeper who similarly resembles a wall more than a man. So in short, buy your strikers and goalkeeper. Use your experience points to build your midfielders and defensemen. You can start getting fancy with skills and pre-planned plays once you get your head into second league using this approach. Speaking of, you will need to develop your offense around a strategy to win second and first league. The difference is just your level of execution between them. To that end, here are the prime strategies for offense. Headers, dribbling and standard shots, limited skills, such as cannon shot, rainbow feint, and unlimited skills, break-in, false kick. You can score off set pieces, that's corners, direct and indirect kicks. With the exception of Olympic kick, most of these are just facilitations of your primary strategy. In my opinion, headers, especially from central forwards, and the break-in ability from wing forwards are the most reliable to execute as a primary strategy. They can be run on a kickoff play and have little to no resistance outside of Premier, assuming you build your team to be able to execute them from each side of the field. Then it's just a matter of setting your formation to take advantage of the side the opponent has left open with theirs. Once you reach Premier League, you'll need to develop all of them, as your opponents will have much fewer weaknesses and will actively game plan against you. No longer will every match be a nail you can smash with your single hammer. A full toolbox is mandatory. To this end, the universal forward becomes nice to have on the roster for versatility. It just requires a serious investment of time or cash to acquire. Your early facility purchases are cheap, thankfully, but it's still important to make them wisely. At some point, you will want to put a small investment into the scout tree to enable you to poach players from other continents. This is a fantastic place to pick up undervalued players, but it won't yield gems every pull, so it can be a bit of a gamble. While the player pipeline from a well-developed youth academy is strong, it really needs a lot of upgrades to shine, and takes quite a bit of time to pay its dividends. So if you are looking for short-term gains, my primary recommendation is to purchase upgrades for the position coaches. The bonuses for these upgrades get progressively better as you continue to invest in the same coach, so you don't want to spread this around too thinly. If you are following my previous advice and choosing to buy your strikers and keepers, spending your hard-earned glory on coaches for players already near their peak won't do nearly as much as investing in your younger positions. Instead, I recommend that you go all in on the midfielder position coach. Midfielders are generalists when compared to defensemen, who can mostly just pump defense. So getting them some extra levels will enable their roles much quicker. By pouring so many upgrades into a single position, it'll help you to focus development on those who need it most, and give you some ammo on the waiver wire. As you'll want to send your players to the pitch enough to get their club interest to high anyway, while they are there, they will pick up some extra experience to make them even more valuable. At the same time, You'll want to keep at least a small bank of glory to enable picking up the odd player or two from other clubs, so don't spend it all on upgrades. Until you start courting the more gifted players, these glory costs are small, but likewise, your glory gain is pretty weak as well. 30 to 50 glory for that future star isn't much in the long run, but it can look like a lot when your team is still finding its footing. And finally, it can absolutely be worth the cost to speed up some of your skill training for players as well, as getting that long pass or head play talent can enable entire tactical trees on the pitch. However, the resource is so tight for a young club that you may need to wait until you start having 3-star players on your roster before you consider spending large amounts of glory in this manner. While your players do get a value boost from having a completed skill, it's not so much that I recommend spending glory just to increase a player's purchase price early on. Until you are drowning in it, which is likely Premier League, I recommend treating it like the premium currency it is. But all of these plans are worthless without the right raw material. Don't depend on the transfers page to pick up your future squad mates. You'll need to spend some time digging in the other team's rosters to find the gems. Scout the teams a league or two higher than your own for their used up strikers and keepers. But also keep an eye out for gifted but undeveloped players you can get below value. This is the best way to get the truly young. That is, below age 22. Talent to join your squad from somewhere besides the youth academy. You will need young bucks if you ever have a hope of developing into a championship team. You can't run on has-beens forever, even if they are here, there, and every fucking where. I just want to touch on this, but you should consider selling even good players when directly offered by another club. These offers will always be overvalued for the player, so this is a fantastic way to improve your cash situation dramatically, especially in lower leagues where every coin is precious. Such a sale might springboard you into a rising star, or get you an entirely new defense, for example. Just consider how important such a player is to your current effectiveness, and how easily it would be to replace. Generally they won't be, or you would not have been offered so much, but a small drop-off in effectiveness in the short term might yield just what you need to push your team through to the next league. The reduction in value is dramatic after a player hits age 30, so you should plan in advance to either sell such players or have a specific role for them to fill until they retire. With these tips, you should lock up success in the front office handily. Now it's just on-field play you have to worry about. Bring us a cup, coach.